Yay.
Good morning, all y'all. Hello.
Good morning. Afternoon here on the East Coast.
So funny. I know, right? People are always like, what is wrong with you, Michelle? Good morning. Do you not get up? I'm like, okay, I'm Pacific time.
Right?
Be nice. Like, be nice, all y'all. All right, friends. Good morning and good afternoon and everything in between, whatever, your time is. Hello, hello. Come on in. My name is Michelle Hess-Withers. This is my amazing friend, Kristen Coy. We're going to be talking all things foodie today. It's going to be such an awesome, awesome webinar. We actually did an evening call, and now we're doing a morning call because we know people have different schedules, different availabilities, especially when it's a week that is connected to a holiday. That always makes things even more exciting. So we just wanted to make sure that as many of you as possible had some awesome information. So we're so excited to have you here. So when you pop on, please tell us where you're from, which company you are with. We are going to be giving a lot of examples that are very specific food examples or food companies, cooking, that kind of thing. But I promise you, all the tips you learn can easily be adapted to it. I'm so sorry, excuse me, anything you sell. So come on in and have some fun with us. And also, it's just always fun to talk food, no matter what you sell, because who doesn't want to eat, right? So everybody say hi to my gorgeous guest, Kristen. Kristen, why don't you tell everybody hi and where you're from and a little bit. She's with Pampered Chef. Tell us a little bit about your PC journey. Like, this is really fun.
Yeah, so I'm Kristen Coy, Senior Director with Pampered Chef. So I celebrate 20 years this year with Pampered Chef. Been around a long time in this industry. I live part-time Indiana, part-time Florida. I kind of go back and forth every so many weeks. My grown daughters live in Florida in our home and go to college. And then my son is still in high school back in Indiana. We got one more year. I just scheduled his senior pictures last night. Like all the tears tell me, oh my gosh, am I going to make it? And so I've raised my babies. I've raised my babies in this industry, specifically Pampered Chef for 20 years. And love the virtual side of the business and have really grown a virtual team, of virtual business, and now teach and train the social side of this. So I get to partner with you. So exciting. Yes, yes. Hello. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon here on the East Coast. And so in the last I got to back it up. Let's see. Since late 2016, that's when I really dove into the virtual side of things. And in about 4 years, not only did I grow a multi-million-dollar business, but $10 million team. Like we were just barely doing 70,000 a year at that time. And so now I want to take all of you and go to the next level. And what does that mean? That means social selling on our pages and on our business page and beyond, having that income that's coming in while we're playing, while we're out here enjoying the weather over the 4th of July, while we're sleeping. And so Michelle's going to be teaching us and sharing all the goods. So
she inspires and has a lot of good ideas too. We work together. Like we make a great team, don't we? We have a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You're going to love it. I'm so excited you're here, especially after. So last night, she kept telling success stories I didn't know about. So Kristen is working with me to do some really good things with her Pampered Chef business. And so I've given her some tips, but I didn't realize how well all of them were working already. And so anyway, you guys are going to get really inspired by her awesome, awesome, awesome ideas. It's so fun.
Yay, Sherry. Welcome back.
I know. So Miss Lisa Cohen, she is this fabulous client of mine that's with Tastefully Simple, and she was watching your thing last night, and she was saying how inspiring it was, and she's super excited for today. So I love that. I love that. And we had people last night on with Tupperware and Epicure, and we love all our foodies. We love all our foodies. Y'all have something different to make, our kitchens and our food. Yep. We just love food. Thank you, Joyce. All right. You guys, if you have other foodie friends, we just would appreciate it so much. If you just go down and hit that share button, share it on your timeline, share it into groups with other foodie, people who sell foodie stuff. We have an awesome summer sales book that we'll be giving away to one of our sharers today. We appreciate you so much when you do that. So just help us get the word out. Okay. Make sure you tell us where you're from, which company you're with. And also, you guys, I have the most. So Kristen gave me her list of her 10 top sellers that are under $50. Okay. And they're some of my favorite products. But I will admit, I was like, oh no, oh my gosh, there's a couple things I don't have on this list I might need in my life. It's like ding, 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 ding. I should not see this list. So anyway, what I did is because I truly believe in asking good questions to get people talking to you about your products. And it's not salesy, but it's very conversational. It makes both you and them feel really good. This is the biggest freebie I've ever given away in a webinar. It is 10 pages, 10 pages for those 10 products. There are 3 posts made for each one. And it's like, you just copy the text and then you can pop a video or an image or whatever the product. Anyway, it's super cool. So if you are a foodie, make sure you comment !Queen, !Queen. That's going to, get everything that you need, or not everything you need. Anyway, it's an awesome freebie. Okay.
Kathy, I love it. Did you see it? Shut the front door. Yes. Shut the front door and the back door too. Like it is amazing. So
yes, it's so good. So good. In fact, we kind of like, we both went, wow, somebody literally could take this and it just be all their content for a party. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, you'll love it. You'll love it. You'll love it. So grab our freebie today. It's super cool. Okay. All right. And please share this out because we just want to help as many people as possible build their Facebook business. Okay. So Kristen, tell them a little bit about your journey with building your business, because you built a huge business online.
Yes.
And then a little bit about how you've been feeling about business in the last year. Like, let's just kind of set them up with your history and why you decided to start working with me, because, obviously there's a little bit of frustration or you wouldn't hire a coach, right?
Right.
Perfectly well. So yeah, tell me a little bit about your journey.
Yeah. So virtual, 2016, September of 2016, that's when I started doing the virtual way. Home shows, of course, are fantastic. Always going to be an opportunity, but then virtual. And then that carried us through COVID. But then since COVID, I think that the majority of consultants and those who are out in this business are seeing a little bit of a change, and parties aren't necessarily the way they used to be. Add that to the changes to Meta and social media, and it becomes a little frustrating, right? Well, if you're like me and this is a big income for you, or this is what pays for your kids' college or your kids' extra activities or your retirement or whatever it is, you need that income, right? But you don't want to look super pressury and you don't want to look desperate. You want to be authentic still. You still want to come across fun and inviting and them to want to do business with you. And so I knew pages was the way. And that is what Facebook is rewarding and sharing. But I also knew I kind of had a dead page. I knew I had used it. I knew I had backed away from it temporarily. And then I knew I needed to revive it. So how many of you need some CPR, right? Put some CPR in the chat if you need some CPR on your business page, because that's what this is all about. CPR, revive your business page. And if you don't have a business page, we're going to help you. If you are working in your group, she's still going to give you tips on how to work your group, but then also start to slide your group members over to your page as well. Yes, look at those CPRs coming in, right? Yep. And so
mouth to mouth,
mouth, right? Literally food to food. So we're going to be sharing today how you can revive your page one little step at a time and simplify it. Because if you're like me, I'm busy. I am a mom of 3. Even though my kids are older, I feel like I'm doing more now than when they were little, like trying to keep up with schedules and who's doing what and where and stuff. And so you want to make sure you're simplifying it. And social media isn't made for you to spend hours and hours and hours on. It's made for you to schedule your posts, get your content out there, be seen, but be in the moments with your customers, build those relationships, and then go have the life that you want. Go live the life that you want. And if that means reading a book every week, read a book. If that means going to the beach on the weekends, go to the beach on the weekends. Whatever that means, that's why you're doing the business, right? And so I love the tips that you're going to get today from Michelle, and you're going to be able to simplify them in just minutes and not long hours and hours every single day. And you're gonna see results. You're gonna see results from your business.
Yeah. It's so fun. And she's gonna share some very cool stories of things that have happened literally in the last 2 weeks. Not like, oh, they happened 3 months ago, like very, very recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The gift of time, exactly. Like I've been talking about, like with one of my webinars I had yesterday, talking about freedom. What does freedom mean to you? Is it be like my first goal? Okay. When I started my first direct sales business, I was with close to my heart. I did scrapbooking and crafting and that kind of stuff. And my first goal was to sleep well at night and not you guys, I don't sleep a lot of hours. That's my choice. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't sleep a lot of hours. I joke I'll sleep when I die. But when I did sleep, I wanted to sleep sound and not go, how am I going to pay that bill? That's the worst, like, that's not good sleep, right? So I wanted to sleep well. That was my very first goal. And that's freedom, right? When you can actually relax. And so what is your freedom? Is it having finances and knowing the dishwasher goes out, you need new tires, you got money for it? Is it you have time flexibility if you want to drop everything and go volunteer with your kids at school or go visit grandbabies? Is it time? Is it you can donate to something when there's a cause that you're passionate about and you actually have extra disposable income on hand? Like, what does freedom look like to you? Comment that, because that's your why.
Yeah.
That's your goal. Yeah. That's your reason for doing what you're doing. Okay. So tell us what your freedom is, because that's why we do these things. And so when we start telling you things that might be a little bit different than what you've done in the past, and sometimes that can get us a little outside our comfort zone, right? You'll be willing to do the thing outside your comfort zone when you have a very strong and clear why, okay? And it's really important to understand that. The clearer your why, the harder and smarter is really important that you'll work, okay?
Yeah.
And so the ability to do whatever I want when I want.
Yes, exactly.
Visit grandkids, help my son financially. Yes, exactly. Yes. Visit grandkids. I love it. Yes. And I love it. Exactly. Okay. And so having that flexibility, it's not flexible, rather not you work, right, but it's flexible when you work and a little bit how you work. Okay. So we're going to give you some awesome tips today that are very, and here's the thing that I love about when I start working with clients and they tell me I'm hitting record sales. This is more sales than I've ever had before. I always have this teeny tiny fear in me that they're just working 1,000 more hours and they're going to hate me in 6 months afterwards, you know? And I always ask them, I'm like, okay, I have to ask a question. Are you spending more or less time on social media getting the results that you get? They always say they're spending less time, but they're making a lot more money. Yeah. They're like, the things that you told me to do work, I can go do them. I can put down the phone, then I can go on to doing other things. And I'm not just guessing. Okay. So I want to know from all of you, how many of you go into this morning when you woke up? Okay. Did you already know what you were going to post? Do you have a plan for this week, what you're going to post? So comment plan if you've got like a plan for the week. Or did you wake up this morning and go, okay, we got to post something? And are you going to go in day to day? So comment day to day if you're going day to day. Comment plan if you've got a plan for the week. We're going to help you know to do two things, okay? So what I teach people all the time is to better understand what Facebook wants you to do, okay? When you simply change your approach to, I'm going to do the things Facebook wants me to do, you are going to see a huge increase in engagement, comments, and sales, okay? And so much of this is what you didn't know you didn't know. It's hard to Google it. It's hard to go to YouTube and look for searches. It's not like Facebook has a how-to workbook. This is all, I've done this so much. I've made a million mistakes, so you don't have to make mistakes. My clients have tried it. These are all tried things that now I can go, okay, go do these 3 things, spend, and it depends on your goals. If you're here for a full-time income or a part-time income, you're going to spend this much time if you want a part-time income. You're going to spend this much time if you want a full-time income. And we're going to fine-tune your plan, okay? And it's going to be so exciting that you know what to do and you're not guessing. Does anybody ever feel like you're throwing pasta against a wall hoping something sticks? Comment pasta, right? That's a horrible feeling when it comes to creating content. And we're going to help you know what to do before and after you post and what to do and what actually to post. Okay. Gotcha, Tracy. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. I love it.
We have lots of planners. We have lots of planners, and we have a lot of them that implemented the things that they learned last night already this morning. So that is so fun to see. Absolutely.
That's fantastic. Now, if any of you need a question for the day, 2 of our favorite, we were talking about how many days, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love to cook?
Yeah.
Like any party you have, you should be posting that. That should be like one of your very, very, very first posts in your party, in my opinion. Okay. This is, Pampered Chef by Michelle. But every single time it should be on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love to cook? It will really get people talking. And then if you just need a fun one, y'all post on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does it make your eyes cry when you cut onions?
Yeah.
Because nobody cutting onions is putting frozen lasagnas in the oven, and that's what they're living on. If you cut onions, you're actually doing some cooking, okay? So either of those questions, throw those up on your timeline today, and you'll find some new customers. It was really cool. I had a gal do this with Pampered Chef. She was doing $6,000 in sales a month. So she was rocking it. She had many, many hostesses every single month. She did the on a scale 1 to 10, how much do you love cooking? And then had conversations with people. And she found 10 on her friends list, 10 brand new hostesses from that question, and then engaging with people and having conversations. Okay. It's so cool. So open-ended questions we're going to get into that. Lori, I'm going to ask you to let me table that question and just put it off to the side. I promise you, I'm going to give you a full answer on that. So do we want to avoid yes, no questions? Absolutely. And they're kind of called open-ended, but they're actually called one button response. And I'm going to give you a lot of information on that. You're going to love it. Okay. So Kathy, I'm going to give you a little lesson, and I know you're thick-skinned, so I'm going to edit your question and I'm going to tell you why. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. We can flip-flop the training. We could do what to post and then what to, should we just flip-flop it? We'll just flip-flop it because people are asking questions. Okay.
They're ready. They are willing. They are coachable, and they are ready. They are hungry, literally hungry for the training.
Okay. So usually I talk about what you should be doing before you post, and then I talk about what to post, but we'll just flip it. Okay. All right. So I believe in a question called a one button response question. Okay. And what I mean by that is instead of asking like, do you like to cook? It's on a scale of 1 to 10. How much do you like to cook? Okay. Here's why. Do you like to cook? Okay. I want you to think about that question yourself. here you're a foodie, here you sell stuff. If I say, so Kristen, I'm going to ask you, if I say, Kristen, do you like to cook? I just want you to tell me your thoughts real quick. Do you like to cook?
Yeah, I do. Usually, as long as it's by myself and it's
Okay.
not
I'm
chaotic.
going to have you pause for just one. Do y'all see her eyes? She went, well, yeah, usually, like, she couldn't answer me quickly. She could not answer me quickly. Okay. And I'm going to let you finish that thought. But I'm going to ask you this question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like to cook?
10.
Okay. So do you see how fast she answered that? Okay. Go ahead and keep telling me why, like, you started talking about cooking, but it wasn't an instant. I love it. You were giving me, go ahead, keep talking.
Okay. So I like to cook, but I like to cook by myself. I don't like to cook with a lot of people in the room. And so
Okay.
it's really frustrating. I know. And I'm a Pampered Chef consultant. Can you believe that? That is really, cooking is my oasis. Like, I want to be in the zone by myself. So there. See, it's a really long-winded response. Yes, I love to cook, but I like to cook by myself.
Okay, but there's all these but. So there's degrees to it. There's whys behind it. It was kind of a maybe. Well, maybe, yeah, I do like to cook under these circumstances. So it's kind of a maybe. When you give on a scale of 1 to 10, people then instantly have the ability to say maybe. I'm curious if you were to actually put an answer down, if you actually would have put 7, because you do, but don't. Anyway, do you see what I'm saying? But anyway, it's fine. I don't care if it's 10 or 7. We just want you to answer it. She could answer it so much faster with a number than she could thinking about what she's going to type out. Okay. And so when we ask people a question where they can give us just a one button response, it is night and day. You can sometimes increase the number of comments you get by 1,000%, like 10 times. Okay. So here's the thing. So Miss Kathy, the other scale of 1 to 10 question I like. So let me ask you this. If I ask Kristen, how often do you have dinner as a family?
We usually do 5 times a week.
5 times a week. Okay. It was the teeniest bit hesitant. If I say, how many days a week do you have dinner as a family?
5.
5. Like, it's just boom, 5. Okay. And so this is the interesting thing. Instead of saying how often, so you blended 2 ideas of questions that I have, Kathy. You said on a scale of 1 to 10, how often do you prep for the week? Anytime we're measuring time, whether it's days or it might be how many, so usually it's how many times a week. How many times a week do you prep? Or see, how often do you prep for the week on a scale of 1? Okay, so you'd say on a scale 1 to 10, how important is it to you to meal prep? Okay, versus how often. Or you would say, how many times a week how many meals for the week do you meal prep? That's the question I'm actually trying to get to.
Yeah.
How many days a week do you have? Yeah, how many days a week do you have dinner as a family? How many days a week do you eat breakfast? How many days a week do you pack a lunch? Okay. So there's like 1,000,001 how many days a week questions you can ask when it comes to food. Okay. And then my last one, that's one of my favorite, is multiple choice. Okay. So you could have something along the lines of which meal of the day do you most dread cooking? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Or you could say, do you most enjoy cooking? Okay. There's a lot of that kind of thing. There's always the ones like grilling. Do you prefer to grill beef, chicken, seafood, or vegetables? Okay. There's always the other one I love that's a version of that is a this or that. Smoking, grilling, or you dry rub, wet rub. Anytime, the less options you give people, the more they will comment. Okay. So honestly, like even grilling, if you just said chicken or beef, I know y'all are like, but there's 16 other options. But the more options you give people, the less they will comment. But here's the thing, the person who's like, no, you don't understand, girl, I don't eat meat, but we grill tofu. And she'll go on. And it's awesome for your algorithms because she wants to tell you all the things about her grilled tofu. And that's awesome. Let her tell you, but don't do that as one of the options. Just keep it simple. Okay. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? So it's amazing what you can do to get more comments when you learn this one button response. And so I don't call it an open-ended question, even though it is an open-ended question. I'm much more specific about it. It is a one button option. And then after they comment, you're going to follow up with that. So when Kristen says, 10, I love to cook, I'm going to say, Kristen, what is it you love to cook? What do you love to cook, Kristen?
I love cooking meals. I am not a baker. I love
Ah,
cooking meals.
and people will tell you that, right? So then this follow-up question, guess what? When you do the question on a scale of 1 to 10, how much you love to cook, then there's like 10, 7, 3, 0, 10, 8, and you ask, okay, I'm curious, what do you love to cook? Or anybody that's 3 and under,
Yeah.
what about cooking do you not like? Those
Yeah.
are only 2 options you need to ask. And a couple of them respond. They won't all respond, but a couple of them
Right.
will. It boom, it like literally explodes the algorithms.
Yeah.
Okay. Facebook's like, Kristen loves her people. She takes care of them. You're literally building trust with Facebook. Okay. The more trust you build with Facebook, the more Facebook will show your content. Okay. How have you seen this happen? Because I know you are a master, like you always believed in engaging with people and taking
Yeah.
care of people. How does this make a big difference in the number of overall comments you get?
I think that it greatly improves, and, it almost creates a FOMO too, because people will see that
Mhm.
a lot of comments are happening and they're like, "Wait, I should comment too." Like, I wanna give my opinion
Yep.
too,
Yep.
they wanna jump in, and it gets the people looking at the comments as well. So not only do people wanna give their opinion, and they don't wanna miss out on giving their opinion, but then they also are reading the comments. So then they're starting to see, "Oh, I'm a genuine person. Like, I care about my people and I'm having
Yep.
conversations with them." And sometimes it becomes teaching moments because depending on where the relationship is going in the comments, so there's so many different aspects to it. Plus, then the algorithms are growing, right? And so when
Yep.
there's more comments, even if the comment comes in 2 or 3 days later and you're
Yep.
responding, it bumps it back up and it's showing it in the feed. And so it is absolutely imperative not to post and ghost, to
Yeah.
make comments. And y'all, I fail too. I miss people's comments sometimes. Sometimes I have to go back. This morning, I spent an entire hour because I felt guilty last night after the training. And I went back and I started commenting on posts over the last week that I missed comments on. It's all right. It's okay. We're gonna miss them. We're gonna miss them.
Yep.
But try to go back a
Yes.
few
Yeah.
minutes every day and comment and be relevant, especially when she shows you what to do, first thing in the morning, or to really ramp it
Yep.
up here in just a few minutes. And really be in the moments then. And you're gonna
Yep.
see an increase significantly.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, so I want to answer a couple of questions, of course. So first one was fundraisers. Okay, so I know what you're really asking is you're trying to say who wants to have a fundraiser, which that doesn't work, right? We all know like these direct questions. We always have to take a step back. It's got to be more about the why. Um, I mean, my first thought was, well, if you're having a fundraiser, you just do a really good party and ask people questions and get them to buy products. But I think you mean you're trying to find fundraisers. So what I would personally ask, and you could probably do this about once a month, is asking something along the lines, I'm curious, how are you involved with fundraising? You have children or yourself, you're personally doing fundraisers, or you have fundraisers you choose to support on a regular basis. And so it's interesting the conversations you'll get on that. It's still not going to explode and have 100 comments like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much I like to cook. But the few people who are passionate about it will often engage with it. And then it's kind of cool to see where the conversation will go. The onion question, you're just going to ask, you're just going to say, so I'm curious, what tricks have you tried in the past to keep your eyes from watering? Okay. And then you can have like, we're not necessarily, so we're going to tell you about, I believe in 2 posts a day. We're going to talk about post number 2 for the day. That one's going to show you more about how we're going to sell. So this, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much your eyes cry when you cut onions? That one is just a way to get more comments and you're engaging with them. Just asking, what have you tried? Or so do you still cut the onions, or does somebody else in your house? Like if they're 10, I can't do it. Okay, who's cutting the onions then, or using dry onions? You know what I mean? So it's just common sense. Like you just got to think about, if I was sitting here, if I said, Kristen, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do onions make your eyes cry?
10.
10? 10?
All the time. I'm a big baby.
Oh, and so does your family, is it important to you, for your family? Do you like onions in the food you cook?
Yes.
Yeah, onions are important. Okay. So are you still cutting them and crying, or is somebody else cutting them?
I'm usually the one cutting and crying.
By yourself in the kitchen so nobody can see you crying.
Yes. With a big old towel. Even with the food chopper, y'all. Even with the food chopper, okay? Onions make me cry all the time. Like, all the time.
It's on a scale of 1 to 10. How much do your eyes cry when you cut onions? It's a very funny question, and it's delightfully surprising how many people will engage on that question. It's super, super funny.
Yeah.
What happens when you comment and get blocked so much? You shouldn't. Okay. So here's the thing, Kimberly. I hope you'll take this with a grain of salt. Okay. You only get blocked from commenting when I'm going to tell you why. And you don't get blocked, you usually just get slowed down for 24 hours. Okay. You either like lose your account, that not from commenting. What I'm saying is Facebook either completely kicks you off for doing something really bad and it's not commenting, or they slow you down. But there's no such thing as being blocked from commenting. Okay. So sometimes what happens is when you're not consistent with replying to comments, and all of a sudden one day you sit down and you reply to 100 people, Facebook will be like, look, you're abusing this. So the more consistent you are about replying to comments daily, the less likely you'll have like that 24-hour slowdown. Okay. And so I will tell you though, this happened to me on my own page, another page I was helping. I was posting a link and it was stuff people were requesting. I wasn't spamming. People requested something. I gave them what they asked for, but it was a link. It was even a Facebook messaging link. So it still was keeping them on Facebook. And I got blocked from commenting for a week. Okay. Again, it's just a slowdown. I wasn't completely blocked. I just couldn't comment for a week. And then now and then when I do a whole bunch on weigh-in day and I haven't been consistent through the week like I should, it'll slow me down sometimes for an hour, sometimes for 24 hours. Yeah. So this never, ever happens if you're consistent. So that's the thing. Facebook doesn't like it when you do something drastically different than what you've been doing in the past. And you know why? It's because they're worried your account was hacked. Okay. And so they're trying to prevent some hacker from doing a lot of damage. So that's why it's important for you to show up every single day. And it is like, I'll sit down. I'm going to talk about this in a second, why we want to comment on post. When I have a webinar, I'll take more time, 24 hours before the webinar, to comment on more things, because honestly, more people show up to the webinar because it's just an algorithm thing. And I'll get myself in trouble because I wasn't as consistent, the 5 days before the 1 day before the webinar. And so just know, you guys, you're never blocked. You're slowed down for some, like I said, the worst case scenario. So and I'm going to give you a substitute. If you were slowed down because you were posting links, I'm going to totally give you an amazing solution for that on what to do instead. And so that you don't ever have to put links in the comments or in your post, because that is important. Facebook does not like you directing people off of Facebook. So there's a solution for that. And we're going to tell you about that.
Yeah.
So really good question. But saying people get blocked from commenting is actually a rumor. It's just slow down. And we're going to give you some awesome solutions to help you with that. Okay. So I think we should talk about timing of replying to comments for a quick second. And then we'll talk about post number 2. And then we'll talk about engaging. Okay.
Sounds good.
So so I'm just going to tell you my ideal timing, and then you're going to do what works best for you. Okay. So I personally believe in making sure you post first thing in the morning. My time I believe in is around 6 to 7 a.m. East Coast time. So 7 a.m. East Coast time for me is 4 a.m. Thank goodness there are things to help you schedule post, okay? Because I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. to post. I get pretty early and I live really far north. The sun is up at 4:30 a.m. here, but I'm still like getting up to post at that time. But you want to be posting at around 7 a.m. East Coast time, if possible, if you have clients in East Coast time or live in East Coast time. Now, here's the thing. If you're a night nurse and your morning is noon, then you're going to do this at noon. Now, this is why. You need to post and be available for the next hour to reply to any comment that comes in the next hour. When you do that, the whole rest of the day, you're going to get a lot more comments. Okay. So now I'm just going to tell you, I use a third-party app to reply to the comments that is at 4 a.m. my time when I'm sleeping. So I have a system that replies for me. That's why I can sleep. But that's something you don't want to do yet. It's complicated, and it's something like if you're doing $3,000-$4,000 in sales a month and have lots of comments, talk to me about that. I can teach it to you, but it's not what I would recommend when you first get started. Just post whatever your morning is. If that means it's 9 a.m., if that means it's 11 a.m., but you need to be available. So in theory, let's say you work a 9 to 5, okay? And you get up at 7 a.m. You grab your phone before you even get out of bed, post your question, go pee, brush, wash your face, whatever, check your phone, reply to a couple, jump in the shower, do your thing, get dressed. Okay, now reply to a couple, get your kids up, grab your coffee, get in the car, right? Get to work, reply to a couple, right? So you don't need to live on your phone for the next hour.
Exactly.
You need to be available on your phone for the next hour. Okay. And then you can take a 4-hour break from the phone. You're working, you're being mom, you're, taking care of a parent, whatever you're doing. Then at lunchtime, grab that phone, reply to the comments that you've got from the last 4 hours. But the first hour is most critical. If you cannot be available for the next hour after you post, please post when you are available. Okay. So my best recommendation is 7 a.m., but you do the time you're available. Does that all make sense? So comment your morning time. What time starts your morning? What time could you do your first post of the day? What are your thoughts on this, Kristen?
Yeah, 7 a.m. is not my time. Like, I am not a morning person, rarely, but 9 a.m. is a good time for me. So 9 usually works for me. However, there are sometimes I like to post between that 7 and 8 a.m. if I'm up and around. But I use a third party scheduling app. Many of you, if you're a Pampered Chef consultant, know exactly what third party posting app I use. Whoop, whoop. You can say it in the chat. And so I pre schedule all of mine and they go out automatically. And then when I roll over and I grab my phone, then that is when I communicate and I'm able to, you too, right, Kathy? And so I start popping in some questions to them and replying. And then I go about and I do some other things and then I go back to it and then I go back and forth. And so, that was very much a key. I wanted Michelle to definitely hit that today because we didn't necessarily say it last night, but you don't have to live on your phone for that hour. Like, it's not like sitting there and watching, oh, there's a comment back. Like, oh, there's a comment back. Not like that. It's literally, take a few minutes, reply back, go do what you need to do, jump in the shower, make your breakfast, get the kids around, enjoy your coffee, do some devotions, watch the sunrise, whatever you're doing, and then go in and make a few more, replies, and then go do something else for a few minutes and then come back and do it. And then, like she said, and then take a lunch break and grab your phone and reply back some more. So that is one of the keys that we want to teach today, is that you can simplify your social media. Social media is not supposed to be where you hang out and spend hours and hours and hours every day just watching like a shark, right? Like, oh, who's my next one? Oh, who's my next one? So you want to do the task and then walk away. And then if you're on social media, then you're communicating and you're building the relationships, or you're following up with your customers, or whatever that means. But you're not having to constantly be babysitting the social media post or worrying about what you're posting. And so, yes, I saw somebody say something earlier. If you want to post more than 2 times a day, Michelle talks about, she likes 2 posts a day. She's going to talk about the second post here in just a few minutes. I like more of a 3 to 4 with 4-hour spaces at least. But you can do is 2, no more than 4. Less is more. Less is more. Okay. And here's the thing. If you're doing 3 to 4 posts and half of them are not getting comments on consistently, then you need to drop down to the 2.
You're doing too many.
So I want to make sure that we're clear on that one too. So if you are consistently not getting enough comments, and she's going to teach you how to go from 0 comments to comments, right? But if you're getting pretty consistent low comments or no comments on 2 or 3 of those posts, go down to 2 posts, because less is more for your algorithms. And so you want to make sure you're doing that. But absolutely do the time that works for you. But early in the morning, in the sense of that's when people are up. That's when they're engaging. That's when they're fully awake. I know we all tease that we've got to have our coffee to wake up, but really, honestly, that's when people are like in the mode, right? They're ready to play. And so have an engagement post, be interactive, and get your algorithms moving for the day right off the bat.
Absolutely. So I want you to think about this for a second. Just like Kristen said, okay, if you go through and look at your post, and let's say you do it for the last 5 days and you count how many posts you have. So let's say over the last 5 days, you chose to post 4 times a day, you had 20 posts. If 8 to 10 of them had 0 comments, especially if none besides you, it's either 1 because you commented or 0 because nobody commented. You are posting way more than Facebook wants you to. So here's the thing. Facebook's usually only going to be sharing 1 of your posts to most of your people. And so when you post 4 of them, it's like it can't decide. And usually what happens is you'll have 4 posts, and if they all get comments, you're going to see the same 3 people comment on all 4 of them. Whereas if you have 2 really good comments that the algorithms are up, you'll have 6 total comments, but it'll be from 6 different people instead of 6 comments, 2 comments from 3 different people. Okay. And our goal is to get in front of more people. You will get in front of more people with 2 good posts than you'll get in front of with 4 posts with average comments. Did that kind of make sense? I can repeat that one more time because I know that can be kind of confusing. 2 good posts that have more comments. So let's just say you get a total of 10 comments on post. You can have those on 4 posts, or you can have those on 2 posts. If you have them on 4 posts, usually you're going to have some of the same people. So you only have like 3 to 4 different people commenting. Whereas if you have 2 posts and you have 10 comments, you probably have 5 to 10 different people commenting. Okay. And our goal is to get in front of more people. Facebook's going to show that to a lot more people, the more comments that one post gets. So all your other filler stuff, and you're like, well, I just need to get stuff out in front of people. Look at the insights. Was that post shown to like 12 people? And you're like, well, nobody saw it anyway. Guys, even getting 1 comment on a post will double the engagement, 3 comments, So if there's any that are getting 0 comments, and we're going to talk about some wording and why you might be getting 0 comments, but it will be a game changer when you realize every single post needs to get a comment. Now, I would probably, if you really love 4 posts, I would probably set a goal for 3. So do one at 7 a.m., around noon, because people a lot of times check their phones at lunchtime.
Yep.
And then one after dinner time, about 6 or 7 p.m. Try that schedule, because when you leave enough time, when you post, like if you've had a really good question on a scale of 1 to 10, how much your eyes cry, and you post one like 2 hours after that and it's getting good engagement, it'll like knock that one off, and it's like it stops getting engagement. So you're hurting any post that was doing well when you post and you post too close to the last one that was just done.
Right.
Okay. So it's when you understand that, you will. I've had clients that I looked at their business page. I'm like, girlfriend, you got like 5 posts a day, and most of them have 0 comments. And they're like, that's what I thought I was supposed to be doing. I'm like, cut this down to 2 posts so it happens. And they're like, oh my gosh, my engagement went up. I have a lot more people on my lives and I'm selling more stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. And you work less. Yeah. Okay. Let's work less.
Yeah.
So usually you're glad, but you get a little worried it's going to work out. It will.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah. So less is more. And the only reason I sometimes slip in a 3rd or a 4th one is because we do share recipes. We do share things like that. And so sometimes I throw in an extra one. But some of the things that she's going to be teaching you today with calls to comments and hidden gems, you're going to be able to funnel all sorts of recipes and ideas to them in different ways. And so you don't have to share all the recipes. You don't have to do all those things. No. So less is more. You're going to find out less words in your post, less details in your post, and less post is a game changer. Who wants to do a little less and get a lot more, right? And that's the whole point to this. So exactly. I'm seeing some great questions in here, and I know that it's going to really tie a lot of your training from like where to start in the morning, where to start, to who to engage with, to getting 0 comments to comments, how to get revive your page, and then to that second post, right? We haven't even gotten to the second post. So we're going to answer all those questions. I promise you. So we're not ignoring you. We're seeing the questions come in, but we'll do Q&A at the end. Training is going to cover it.
Yep, exactly. So LaJoyce, I am 95% certain there's never anything wrong with your page. I mean, if you post on your page, you can see the post, somebody can see them. Like, there's nothing wrong with your page. What's wrong is that you're not understanding how Facebook works and the right wording to use that will get comments. And the good news is about that is that can change, and I can help you change that very quickly. So I would encourage you to reach out to us and we can have a chat about your business. And those of you that said you're getting 0 comments, we're going to tell you how to fix that. Okay. So hang in there with us. So I want to talk about post number 2 very quickly. So again, I love kind of a 6 and 6 or 7 and 7. It's between 10 to 13 hours between the 2 posts. It depends on your availability. It depends on if you're going live. It depends on, just please don't post things any closer than 4 hours together. Okay. Definitely at least 8 hours is a good thing to think about. Okay. So the second post of the day, this is where we're going to do stuff that's a little more focused on products. This could be a live. This could be a recorded video. This could be a recipe. This could be a time-saving hack, or a food prep hack, or a meal, prep hack, or it could be a testimonial from a client who loved how much time it's saving her and how much healthier she's eating with the air fryer. It could be many, just letting people know there's new products available or your new specials for the month. We're going to give you a really cool post you can do that helps people say me. And because you have a whole long list of Pampered Chef products that they just put on special for the first 2 weeks of the month, right? So those posts are where we want to start talking to people about their cooking, health, food sensitivity needs, time needs, all those kind of things. Okay. So there's a variety of different things you can do. What we want to add to every single one of those is either a question, like we talked about with a one button response, or the other thing that I have started explaining to people is that you want to learn how to use a thing called a call to comment. Okay. Now, you've probably heard people call it something similar to that, a call to action. But a call to action feels very, go and buy. That's a call in action. Okay. And that's not what we want to do. A call to comment is with the goal to start a conversation. Okay. So we're not trying to be salesy or bossy. Kristen probably lost internet or something. She'll be back in a second, I'm sure. Okay. So the call to comment is very much about getting people to talk with you about things. Okay. And it's so cool how well it works. You're absolutely going to love it. This call to comment is a game changer. So let me give you a quick example, especially, hi love, so glad you're back, especially with your specials that you have with regards to the next 2 weeks. I'm assuming the cutoff is because then you're going to have convention. But what you're going to do is you're going to make a post on a colored background, preferably if your avatar is made. And it's going to be like, oh my goodness, how many products? Or is it like 20?
26, I think.
26. Pampered Chef usually has one product a month that's on special. We have 26 products on special for the next 2 weeks. Drop your name below for the entire list. Okay. Yeah. And you guys, when you are a Pampered Chef fan, whether you broke a stone and you need to replace it, or there's a product you've been coveting, but it's like, well, it's a little bit more of an investment than maybe you want to make, but maybe that product you want is now a little bit discounted, or you have a wedding gift you need to buy. Like, there's so many different reasons why people will keep buying from you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Even though you do have some consumable products, but a lot of products are kind of a buy one time kind of thing. Well, hopefully, they do get more.
How many times do people buy an ice cream maker? One time, right? How many ice cream makers does Michelle have?
We have 2 and 3 bases.
I'm just saying, it's not always a one and done. Like,
no, it's not always. But I'm just saying. So my point is, there's always another reason to buy another one because of gift giving and all sorts of things, right? So when you do this is called a call to comment. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited. 26 products. I can't list them all here. It wouldn't fit. So let me send you the list. Drop your name below for the entire list, right? Then again, because we don't want to put links anywhere in post or in comments, the reply to every single one of those comments is, check your messenger. I sent the details there. We never, ever, ever put all the details in the comments because people can see what the links are and what the details are, and then they don't have to comment. So every single reply is, check your messenger. I sent the details there. And then you do it, right? You send the details. And then you tell them when the end is. By the way, the last day is, I think it's July 12th or something, whatever your date is. Okay. If I haven't heard back from you by the 10th, I'm going to send you a message and follow up with you and see if there's anything you can't live without. Like, you kind of make it fun, right? And you could do that as a voice message. You can do that as text to read. You definitely send them the link. Okay. But it's so cool how well this works. When you post all the details, you post several pictures of the things that are on sale, you write the whole list, you put your link in there, you put all this effort into that post, and you get nothing from it, right? That happens all the time. I see people do that over and over again. And you have no idea how badly I want to send them a virtual hug and go, honey, please let me help you. There's people who want your products. You just got to approach this a little bit differently. And what happens is you put all that energy into it. A few people will click the link, but you won't ever know who it was because there's no way to record that. You might get a couple likes or thumbs up. And because there's no comments, Facebook doesn't hardly show it to anybody. But you post, drop your name below for the list, and you get 10 comments. That post is going to be seen by 10 times as many people as opposed to you did all the images, all the information, all the links, and nobody engaged with it anyway. Okay. Can you feel the difference in the strategy? I want you to comment strategy, because it is a game changer and you can sell a heap load of stuff doing this. Okay. Yes, FOMO is very important. Amen to that, girlfriend. Okay. So I did say that over again. Did you catch it this time? Okay. So, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. 26 products have been put on discount only for the next 2 weeks. Again, FOMO. Yeah. For an entire list, drop your name below. Okay. It is so exciting how well this kind of thing works. All right. Again, when you have recipes, quit putting the whole recipe in the text. Tell them to drop. So let's say, okay, so I saw this fabulous, her name's Joy. I just love her. And she had this whole little charcuterie board thing that she did on the 9x13 Cool and Serve. Does it have a different name than
it's the rectangle Cool and Serve? Yeah.
The rectangle Cool and Serve. So if I was putting that out there, I'd be like, for my favorite things to put on the charcuterie board, drop your name below or drop your favorite cheese below. Okay. And then you send them a message with that and like, hey, what are you using to build your charcuterie board on? Did you know exactly what all can I tell you a little bit about the Cool and Serve and the different options you have when using it? And they'll be like, yeah, okay. Boom, chicka, wow, you're going to sell some of those. Okay. It's so cool. FOMO, you're so cute. FOMO is fear of missing out. Yes. Fear of missing out. Yeah. So when people are afraid, like I hate when I break a stone and then I miss the month when stones are on special and I don't replace it for a discounted price, it makes me really grumpy. Like, where's my Pampered Chef person reminding me to buy my stone this month? It makes me so mad, right? Like, there's never enough pizza stones at my house, okay? So do y'all see what I mean? This is a game changer, guys. And there's so many different ways that you can do this. When you go live and you're demoing, like I said, ice cream maker. Y'all should demo. I love the ice cream maker so much, right? And you'd be like, I have 5 awesome recipes, half for dairy, half for, non-dairy. Yeah. Drop your name below. I'll send you the link. Then you start having a conversation about homemade ice cream. Okay. So much fun, you guys. It is so, so, so cool how this works. All right.
Yes.
It's no woman's DNA.
I love it.
You're missing out. Yes, exactly. Lori, I love this. So she says, how about posting a picture of a finished recipe and asking them to drop a comment? So, but I'm not sure if you actually mean the words drop a comment for the recipe. You need to tell them what the comment should be. So you can say drop your name. You can say drop your state. You can say drop your initials. I have seen some people get all paranoid and like, don't ask for where they were born or their birth dates, or like we're giving the really sensitive information away. So make it, but you can say just what's your favorite meal, what's your favorite drink. It's a good idea for the words to vary. So you want to ask a little question that has to do with that. So let's say you did one on lasagna. You're like, drop below, do you prefer a white or red lasagna, right? Or if you were doing cookies and it was chocolate chip, you're like, okay, I got to know, drop your name below. I'm going to send you the recipe. Tell me if you're milk or semi-sweet chocolate chips. Okay. So when you get a variety of comments, that's better, but you have to tell them what to comment, not use the words drop a comment. You have to tell them what the comment will be or they'll freeze and they won't say anything because they don't know what to say. A GIF or emoji, I think that takes more energy than needed. I like to keep it simple, but you can try it. I think you should try things. Maybe your audience really, really loves GIFs because you post them all the time and they're used to it. I'm like, that's more buttons than I want to click. Whenever people ask for pictures, post your dog, post your layout selfie, post your whatever. Tons of people do that. I am not. No, it's too many buttons. I'm not doing it.
I do. I like GIFs or GIFs, however you want to call it. Because, post a GIF of how you feel when your kids ask what's for dinner. boom, we're going to get tons of fun ones, right?
Right.
Or post a gif of how you feel when you have to make breakfast in the morning. I love making breakfast, but I do not like making breakfast in the morning. So, uh, but so occasionally it is
Yeah.
fun depending on what kind of engagement. If it's a part of your engagement post, you're going to get a lot of it. It just kind of depends on what you're going for. But yeah, the one word answers like red sauce or white
Yep.
chocolate or semi-sweet, things like that. Those tend to be the quickest for people to respond instead of, oh my goodness, well, I'm going to have to go in and decide which GIF or GIF, whatever you say, to
Yeah. I
drop.
don't know
And,
what you did. I was so wrong.
I don't know which one do I post. Okay. I'm not going to post any of them because I don't know which one to post, or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Decision
occasionally it works
paralysis.
really well, but not
I know.
always.
The thing is, all you can do is try things. If you have one post that doesn't get good comments, revive it tomorrow by asking a really fun one everybody will engage with, right? Like, it's okay to test things out. You just don't want 3 days of zero comments, right? Yeah. So it's okay to have one thing that doesn't get a lot of comments. So you just don't want it to happen over and over again. So try it and see what your audience likes. Everybody kind of attracts different people. So yeah. Okay. So if it's the call to comment and I'm asking people to say a word, it's usually very, very connected to whatever it is I'm posting about. So yeah, it's the only time it's not. Like, sometimes I do a thing called a live check-in. I'll be like, live check-in, comment below to get your name entered into a drawing for blank. And usually it's seasonal. Usually I'm like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much you like fireworks, or something that has to do with the season, the weather. But when you're cooking, when you're food is such a well accepted topic. I think you could usually always do food ones, but when you're jewelry, you can't always do jewelry questions. It'll feel a little salesy. You need to add some seasonal ones in there. So it kind of depends on what you sell.
We're talking 2 different posts here. The first one was the engagement post, which is any kind of engagement, usually for Pampered Chef consultants, that means, or food consultants. Food is a really good engagement, right? Pretty safe, pretty easy. And then the second one she's talking about is your business one in the evening, typically in the evening hours, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. And that is where that call to comment is. So when you post your business post, whatever that might be, whether it's a product, whether it is a recipe, whether it is a picture of something, that is where that call to comment comes in, because you still want them to engage on that post. And so that's where that call to comment comes into play. So 2 different sets of posts. One is just an engagement post, typically doesn't have a graphic to go with it unless the question is the graphic. But then the second one would be graphic or video or whatever, but it has that call to comment with it. So, all right. Are we ready to start kind of at the beginning and then pull it all together? Because I know we're right at the hour already and we have a lot of questions coming in. And I want you to see how this streams all together by really starting at the very beginning and then pulling it all together. So we kind of jumped ahead, and I want to take us right back to the very beginning of how to get engagement and how to get a good following, so that when we're posting, we are absolutely getting seen, we're getting those comments, and we're getting our content out there to more people.
Hey, Miss Elena.
Talking about, Lori, sorry, I saw you ask us a little bit ago. We're primarily talking about a business page. Some of this you can use in your group, and then of course you can post things to your personal profile. Public places is where we're talking about. Business pages are really the main source of what we're talking about, because that is where the growth is happening. That is where Facebook is rewarding businesses for posting and showing their activity and getting that information. If you think about your personal profile, it's like your family and your friends, and you're just circling in the same people. Your group is kind of the same thing. It's not growing. Your stuff is not being outside of that group. But your business page is completely public and can be shared and can be sent to people individually, out on other profiles, into groups, into, all sorts of things. So business page is really where we're focused today, but some of this you can use in other places. You just won't see necessarily the same return or the same growth. It doesn't mean that you're not going to see any activity or any kind of business. It just means you won't see necessarily the same growth and expansion that we're talking about.
So the first two things that we talked about with your morning and your afternoon post, wherever you're trying to get sales, you want to follow that 2-post schedule wherever you're choosing to sell. So if you haven't moved over to a page, you're only using a group, follow the 2-post schedule in your group. If you're using a personal profile for all your business, you would do it there. So we want to encourage you to get over to business pages and see that it's possible, which is this next part will help you see how it's all going to tie together and why and how you'd use business pages. Okay. So here's the cool thing. Kristen's going to have some really cool success stories to share with you. Kristen had a Facebook page of, I'm pretty sure it was about 1,000 followers, but she'd mostly been using her Facebook group. And I'm like, well, let's, see what we can do. I joke we revive the dead, or they're hibernating, they're sleeping, we wake them up, like however you want to say it. We revive business pages all the time. And one of the very first things you want to do is you want to start doing a thing where it's called follow your followers. So this is my business page, and I'm going to click right here where it says followers. Okay. I'm going to click on that. And what's going to happen is I'm going to hover over these people, and you're going to see if it pops up with a blue follow. Now, these are potential customers. You don't follow your consultants. Okay. You don't follow your friends that are selling the same thing, but you are going to follow anyone that Facebook allows you to follow who are potential, who are customers or potential customers. Okay. So now this one right here, this is a Facebook business page. This is someone who is a potential client of mine. So I'm going to like that page. So if you're Pampered Chef and it's a 31 gift gal, you guys should totally collaborate. She has awesome lunch bags that are insulated, and you have awesome lunch ideas. Like, totally follow the 31 gift gal, but don't follow other Pampered Chef people or whatever your company is. Okay. So you're going to go through. Now, if you have one, if it says see options, those options are just to block or take her off. It doesn't give you the option to follow. You're going to be able to follow 60 to 70% of people. It's not going to let you follow all of them. Okay. Just so you know. All right. So after you follow your people, so if you've got 1,000 people, if you got 500 people, you're not going to sit down and follow all of them in one sitting. You're going to do 20 people a day until you go through your entire list. And then as new people follow you, you're going to check into your list and see who's followed you last and follow them back. Okay. Now, why are we doing this? I'm going to show you. And Kristen has a really awesome story to tell you. I'm going to click on this home button. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look on my news feed, and I'm going to see people that I'm following. Okay. So here's a gal I'm following, Creating Memories with Casey. Okay. See right there, it says I'm following. And I'm like, I'm going to comment, what I can't type today. There we go. A fun project. Okay. And this is why when I do this, see, it commented as Creative Success Systems by Michelle Hess Withers, not by me as a person. Shows you right here. I want to stay in front of people as much as I can as my business page versus as my personal profile. And that will help to start moving people over. You can also go to your personal profile and you can follow people that are friends, and that, again, the settings, there's some setting that people have to have chosen so it allows you to follow them. I don't know what the setting is. It's not like you're going to message them and get them to change their settings. So you just have to follow who you can follow. But you can follow your friends. You can go to your list in your Facebook group, and you can click on individual people as your business page, and you can follow them. You have to have your business page as an admin in your group for that to work. But you can totally do that. Okay. And then, so I'm going to switch to my personal profile to show you one more awesome trick. While I'm doing that, I'm going to turn it back over to Kristen because she's going to tell you a really cool story about commenting on people's posts as her business page that literally just happened in the last couple of days. Take it away, girlfriend.
So you totally want to follow from your business page those who are following you, as many as you can. And to clarify, you don't want to necessarily follow the people you work with, because then your content gets put in their feed and their feed stuff gets put in your feed. And you're not going to do business with your business. So you need to be in front of new and different people. So that is why we say don't follow, don't like other business pages that have to do with your business, because then it kind of messes up your algorithm and you're not seen by those who you want to grow business with, your new followers, your new customers. So, with that being said, when you start following and then you start commenting as your business page, so you'll go to the feed, you'll start looking at it. And when you start commenting as your business page, you're going to get seen as your business page. And people are going to click on it and they're going to start following your business page, or they're going to comment to you and they're going to like you. So last week, I made a comment underneath a post, a follower of mine on my business page, and I made a comment underneath hers. And she was reading one of those books, The Housemaid. If you haven't read those books, those are fun. They're kind of twisty and crazy. But I just made a comment. Oh my goodness, I love that set of books. Have you read the third? Or you need to make sure you read the third one. And somebody commented to me, do you sell Pampered Chef? Yes. Yes, I do. So we side messaged and said, I need to buy a cool and serve tray. She's been waiting 10 years to buy a cool and serve tray. She's wanted one for 10 years. Then when she wanted to buy it, she couldn't find a Pampered Chef consultant. And she didn't go to pamperedchef.com. Thank goodness. And so she bought a cool and serve tray for me this week. Like, hello, that is why you do this the way we're telling you. Because when you comment as your business page, somebody's going to start seeing you and they're either going to start following you on your page, placing orders, following you, watching you, wanting to book a party, join your team, whatever, or they're looking for a consultant and your name showed up at the moment that they needed. And now you created a sale. You got a sale.
Yeah.
So does it always happen? Are you going to get that every single day? Nope.
No.
But will it happen? Yep. And so make sure that you are commenting as your business page underneath other people's posts.
So awesome. And it literally, and she hasn't been doing this for very long, you guys. Like her and I just kind of started working together the last couple of weeks. So it's very, very, very exciting. And it's because her business page name says her name and Pampered Chef Consultant, Pampered Chef what? What is the exact name of your business page? It's a trick question. I know her name is in there and I know it's good. But okay. So it's super, super exciting to see like how this works. Okay. Now, when you want, like, I have some people going, most of my business is done in my Facebook group. I know that's what's happening now, but it can change. And let me show you one of the ways it's going to change. In fact, all of you are going to say, shut the front door when you see this. It's going to kind of blow your mind. Okay. So what I'm going to show you, a lot of you already know this part. Sorry, I have two screens here. Okay, so we're going to click on this and it's going to give you the option to invite friends. I know if it's on your phone, it might be a little small. So I just want you to know, I clicked on the three dots here. Now this only works on a computer. If you're taking notes, put down, this only works on a computer. And I'm going to click on, it says invite friends. Okay. Now, when you do this, this is going to look kind of like obvious, right? But you can go through and just invite friends from your friends list. But sometimes that's not the best idea. Sometimes there's just people we shouldn't be inviting, especially if you're friends with other consultants and stuff like that. but all the people in your group should all be people you should be inviting. So let me show you how this works. Okay. So when I click on this list for this Facebook group I have, sorry, let me right up here at the top here, it had all friends. Okay. I hit the drop down on this right up here where it says all friends, and it gave me a list of the Facebook groups I'm in, and not even just the ones I manage. It gives me a list of all the groups I'm in, and I can click on the one I manage, and it's going to give me all the people. Now, this is only going to let you invite people you're friends with. I highly, highly recommend that you be friends with all the people in your group. Okay. 99%. I know there's always that one person you don't feel like you should invite. I'm not going to get into that. Invite the ones that make sense, or add them as friends. And then you can just hit the select all. And it was so cool. I had another Pampered Chef consultant I was working with, and she has 2,000 people in her Facebook group. She's trying to get her business page moving. And just this week, she did this activity. And within like 2 hours, she sent me a screenshot of all the names of people who had said, Susie Smith accepted your invite to like your page. And it was just over and over and over and over again. And then she's like, holy cow, I just got my first purchase off my business page outside of a party, right? You guys, this happens when you're deliberate about it, but you have to give it, you got to be deliberate for 30 days, and then you see what results you got. And then you got to decide to keep going. When you dabble, when you only post 3 times a week, when you only comment once a week on people's posts, like, you aren't going to get the results you want without the consistency. Okay. So here's the thing, you guys, I want you to understand, we are so excited for you guys, and we're so glad you chose to invest your time today to join us. We know what Facebook wants to see before you go live. You want to engage with people, comment on their post, engage with stories before you post. Then you do your post. The next hour, you're going to touch base with your post and reply to all the comments. Then you take a 4-hour break. You plan content. You go be a mom. You go work your other job, whatever you're doing. 4 hours later, you engage again. Okay. Then 4 hours later is now time for your evening post. You do your evening post and reply to any comments you had. Go make dinner, then reply to those comments, reply before you go to bed, and start over again. Okay. Your business page can truly pick up momentum. Okay. It is so, so exciting what can happen on your business page when you simply understand what Facebook wants you to do and then get uber consistent about it. Okay. It's a game changer. So tell them about the sales you've got off your page, how people are finding you again. And also the fact, this is one of the things that
Uh-oh. I'm not sure if you're frozen or if I'm frozen. I see Michelle's frozen. Put in the comments if you can still see this. Okay, so Michelle's frozen. All right. Well, I will keep going and then we'll see if she comes back. Okay, so you can hear me. Well, we'll just keep going until she comes back. So I'll tell you what, there she's coming back. So I definitely have been using these tricks and implementing them, using them. So one of the things that I'm going to totally suggest you doing is how many of you are guilty of grabbing your phone before you even roll out of bed, right? You're guilty of grabbing your phone, looking at your phone before you even roll out of bed, whether that's because you want to know who texts you or you sent a message or you're eager to look at social media. Maybe you're doing some devotional time, maybe whatever you're doing. I purposely plan that I use the first hour before I even get out of bed to do some work, right? And so I make sure I just kept rolling. All right. I just let you know, I'm just kept rolling. So I purposely work my first hour still laying in bed before I even have to get up and do anything. It's easy to work from my phone. So send messages. Go and when we talked about commenting on followers, go comment on 5 people's posts as your business page. Also go in their stories and comment as their stories, right? Because that creates the algorithms for them to start seeing your content. Then when your engagement post lands, whether that's at 7, 8, 9 a.m., 12, whatever time you choose, I use a third-party posting app that automatically does it. So if I'm still out there engaging, it'll automatically post for me. Then I can make the comments underneath there as people are engaging and having fun. And then mine also does the evening post as well. I also schedule my stories and my reels through the third party posting app as well. We haven't talked a lot about stories and reels. We're not going to a whole lot today, but if you want to implement a few of those, you could do those as well. But we're really just talking about those 2 posts, those 2 main posts a day. So when you do this, you're going to start getting people seeing and talking to you. One of the things that Michelle was just, I think, getting ready to talk about is not only commenting underneath your followers, but reviving that messenger. If you have a business page and you have had customers who you've had conversations in your messenger before, you can do this in your regular messenger too, but do this definitely under your business messenger. Go in, scroll all the way to the bottom. Some of us have a really long bottom. I'm just saying, well, wait, that didn't sound right. Some of us have to scroll to get to the bottom, right? So, anyways, scroll all the way to the bottom and kind of work yourself up and comment. Hey, Michelle, it's been a long time since I got to reach out to you. What are your summer plans? Or I reached out to a past customer and I was like, hey, Robin, long time no see. How's that grandbaby? What are your summer plans? And here's what happened. When I talked to her like that, and it's been a couple of years since we've partied together and we've had some fun, she said to me, oh my gosh, I'm loving the grandbaby. It's so fun. Hey, I have a cousin who I think needs to order some Pampered Chef. Awesome. She said, let me connect her with you. So she did. Within a matter of a couple of days, we started a party. The party ran all last week. And y'all, it's $1,100. The party.
Yeah, baby.
Like just from having that conversation, just reaching out from those past customers. So again, if you have had a business page, even if it's dead, right? And we're doing CPR on it, go back through your messenger and just comment. You're not talking about, hey, let's have a party. Hey, you need to buy a Pampered Chef. Hey, paparazzi, whatever you sell. You're not doing that. You are literally just reconnecting because what happens is the people that you communicate with, both on the social media platform and in Messenger, is who's going to see your content. So, if you are having conversations in Messenger with more followers, more customers, more past people, your content's going to be seen in their feed and it's going to bring in new eyes and new opportunities. Whereas if you're having more conversations with the people that you work with, Pampered Chef consultants or team members, that's whose feed your stuff's going to drop in. So you want to make sure that if you're really wanting to find some new opportunities and revive that content, go back through those messengers, and just say, hey, I haven't talked to you in a long time. I just want to touch base. How's summer? What are your summer plans? Doing anything fun? Just something simple, something super simple. And engage.
Can I make one comment there? It cannot be how are you or how's it going? Simple, yes, but specific. Okay. How are the grandkids? I saw you moved. How's the new job? Oh my gosh, I love your haircut. Who cut it for you? Like, it cannot be how are you or how's it going? Because in the United States, at least, when we say that, it's just a multi-word hello. We don't really mean it. How are you? What do they say? Good. Yeah. They don't give you a real answer. And so it has to be. And if you are like, I don't know them very well, I can't remember anything about them, then it's super simple. You're just like, oh my gosh, I'm loving the summer weather. What are your plans for the summer? Anything. So like when you get closer to holidays, it can be, what are your plans for Halloween? It can be, what are your plans for Thanksgiving? It can be, what are your plans for Christmas? It's a really good one to use. And I love summer because some people don't do Halloween. Some people aren't Christian, right? Like there's a few that you can ask that are nice, and it's not going to offend anyone, or it's not so much offend, but you like fit them, right? So that's a really good one, but not how are you? How's it going? That doesn't work. They don't respond back to that. Okay. So be specific, but keep it very down to earth. Okay. Is a good way to put it. It's very cool how it works. So here she has got more sales than she's had in a while, and they've almost been all from people that she newly met. Yeah. And there's one more thing we want to share with you about that. It's such a cool thing. So we're teaching people to add this to their post. It doesn't matter if they're selling jewelry or food stuff or makeup or skincare or health and wellness. We're teaching people to add this brand new thing to their post. It's called a long-tailed keyword. Okay. Long tail keyword. Okay. And what this means, the way I describe it is, if the only people that you mention in your post were shown your post. So I don't mean tagging people. I mean describing people. Like, who likes to cook? Who likes to wear jewelry? Who usually wears makeup, right? We want to think about those people, and we want to describe who, why they're using it, and in what occasions are they using it, wearing it, that kind of thing. And so what I do is I teach people how to use AI. You can literally just use Meta AI right in your Facebook Messenger. You can use AI like ChatGPT. There's several different ones, but you can use completely free ones that you literally don't have to load anything on your phone. It can be Meta AI. But this is easy to share screen. So I'm going to share screen on this and just show you some examples for foodies and what this is a very generic one that you could put on any food post. For example, with Pampered Chef. Okay. Now, if you can't read that, let me give you a little idea of what it says. Okay. So this is for anyone looking who loves to cook. Different types of people in situations where they're cooking. Okay. Busy parents looking for quick family dinner recipes. Amateur chefs interested in gourmet cooking tools. Vegan cooks searching for plant-based recipe ideas. Family reunion planners needing large batch recipes. Party hosts looking for impressive appetizer ideas. Health enthusiasts seeking fresh salad recipes. So I want you to notice how many different keywords are in here. Parents, dinner, chefs, gourmet, vegan, plant-based, family reunions, large batch recipes, party host, appetizers, all of these words, this is what it does, okay? This is going to go in the same place as you would put your hashtags, okay? And this is what is mind-blowing and amazing about this, is when you do this, Facebook is reading this text. This text isn't there for your customers to read. Now, they are welcome to read it, okay? It's not that we're trying to keep them from reading it, but our goal is to put it there because Facebook reads it and now knows who to put your post in front of. It expands your audience. It puts you in front of new people. It gets you back in front of old people. Old people. That was a terrible way to say that. I am so sorry. Past customers is what I meant. So sorry. That was not the right way to say that in any way, shape, or form. You're trying to get back in front of previous customers and in front of new potential customers. Okay. And this is one of the incredible things that you can do on your post. And so you want to take all 20 of these, you copy and paste them, you save them somewhere. Like I love Google Keep. A lot of you have iPhones and you use your notes. You can put this in your boards. You can put this in text clips. If you're using ScentShare, lots of good place to save this. All 20, and you're going to add this to the bottom of your post. Okay. So I had a great question from my friend Lisa here about posting recipes. So we've talked about this a little bit. Remember, you're just saying, hey, to get the recipe, comment your name below. Like that's the straightforward, most simple way to do it. Okay. You could, so if I was to do a recipe, okay, let's say I did, what's something you love that I cook, Porter?
Wow, you put me on the spot.
Ice cream.
I know, like I'm like
Shepherd's
maybe
pie.
shepherd's pie. Okay, so I have the shepherd pie recipe. Okay, and so in that I might say, oh my gosh, the shepherd pie recipe was a huge hit with my family. One of the new things I tried is I put corn and beans in with it. It was a huge hit. They absolutely loved it. For all for the entire recipe. Well, actually, we need to say for all the entire recipe. Okay, I'm going to start over. Let me take a deep breath. The first sentence needs to be your call to action. Shepherd pie recipe. To get yours, drop your name below. My family thought this was a huge hit. I did something a little different. I added both corn and beans into it, and I have a couple other secret ingredients you're going to love. Make sure, again, you drop your name for the recipe. You can say it twice. And then it would say, this recipe could be a great fit for, and then you list all 20 of these long-tailed keywords. Okay. And so it's like, might be good fit for these people because it's describing people and who they're, what kind of food that they're looking for. So this post is long. Okay. But Facebook just shows the first 2 lines. That's why the call to comment needs to be the very, 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 very first thing that you post. Okay. And this is with the picture of the recipe or a short video, or it could be like a series of pictures you put together in a video. You did a picture of all the ingredients together, and then you browning the meat, and then you mixing the mashed potatoes, and then the finished product, right? You know how to take all those pictures and make it a cute little video in Canva or something like that, right? So it could be that, or you could do a full-on live and teach them how to make it. Like there's so many different versions, so many different ways you could do that. Okay. But the whole thing is you're not making 2 different posts with this. The visual that you're going to do, from an image of just the end result to a short video to a live, any of those, even a reel, you're still putting the call to comment, the little why you want to get it, and then all 20 long-tailed keywords. Now, here's the thing. We can take this and we can make several sets of long-tailed keywords. You can have long-tailed keywords for grilling, long-tailed keywords for baking pies, long-tailed keywords for 4th of July food, long-tailed keywords for all things cold, right? So we have ice creams and popsicles. You can have several sets of long-tailed keywords, and this is doing awesome things. I'm going to let Kristen tell you why she loves them and what she's seen happen to her post doing this.
Yes. So long tail keywords are key. Let me tell you, when I first heard about this, I wasn't sure. It was like, oh my word, so long, so lengthy. But here's the thing. You want to add these to your lives, to your reels, and to your posts. Not those engagement ones first thing in the morning, not those things, but to your post, especially in the evening, because just like those are long tailed, they last longer, which means that they may not be seen right now. Like you may not have 100 people on your live today, but over the course of time, over the course of several days, several weeks, your stuff is going to be seen multiple times. And what happens is the content, those long tailed keywords, people who fall into that category, those keywords, are going to get your content. Meta rewards that content, that keyword, and drops it into those people's feeds so that your stuff can be seen longer and to more people because it's public. So again, this isn't effective for groups because groups are not public. But if you are using this on your business page, and if you are public on your profile, now if your profile is not public, it's not going to be effective. But if your business page and profile are public, this works. So definitely your lives, your videos, your reels, and your posts. And so because of this, I did a live last week, a week ago, for my party on my page. And because I went live and I had those long-tailed keywords, it dropped it into new people's feed. And I had 2 orders come in from that were not part of the party. They weren't part of my party. They clicked shop now on my page or start order, whatever it is up there, and placed an order. And you guys, it was 102 orders, $164 in sales from those 2 orders. And talk about, that's what it's supposed to do, right? And so if I hadn't done those long-tailed keywords, it would have never shown up in their feed. And so now they're followers, now they're customers. They had never ordered from me before. It was all done through that. So when we show you these things and you're like wanting to roll your eyes at us, we get it. But it works. It works.
Never. Nobody shows to roll their eyes at us.
Would never roll your eyes at us, right? Just like teenagers don't roll their eyes at their parents, right? But definitely implement them and take it and go for it, because it really is a game changer. And social media is using it. So you are going to use these at the bottom of your post. I had a couple of messages last night and this morning come in. Again, you want to do your call to comment, your content, and then these at the bottom, kind of in place of hashtags. You can still maybe add a couple of hashtags if you really want. You don't need 20 to 30 of them like we've been taught for several years. You could put a couple, but this is really in place of those hashtags. So you don't have to do that anymore. And Facebook does the job for us. Like, it just automatically drops it into people's feed who fit these categories. And so
it's amazing. It's like magic. It's very cool.
Yeah.
So Cora asked the question, can I share a Facebook Live from your personal page to your business page and add the long-tailed keywords? So first of all, when you make the live, the long-tailed keywords should be in the description of the live to start with, and should be the other way around. You should be going live on your business page, sharing it to your personal profile. So that's what you want to work up to, getting your business page so engaged, you're doing it the other direction. Okay. So yeah, you want to add the long-tailed keywords right into the text that you put on before you go live. It's called the description. Okay. All right. So if you just hopped on, I think we have a couple of people that maybe weren't on when we first started. Make sure you've commented !Queen to get our goodies. And we have a whole bunch of really cool questions for Kristen's favorite top 10 Pampered Chef products. There's 3 posts for each one. You could literally use them for a party. You can use them just to sell more of the good. Like, there's so many good stuff. It's 10 pages worth of content. So make sure you've commented !Queen. When you get the message from Creative Success Systems, click on Get the Goodies and follow the instructions. And you need to provide your email for us to send the link. So it's awesome. You'll love it, love it, love it. Yeah, you can learn how to do that, Cora. We got all sorts of trainings to help you with that. You have to have a second device. You go live on your phone, then have a computer, look at your page as your personal profile, and then share it. So there are a few little tips and steps you need to know, but it's totally doable. Absolutely, totally doable. Okay. All right. So we've told you what to do before and after you post your content. We've told you what wording to add to your content. We've talked to you about timing. We've told you we can definitely help you revive your business page. Okay. So you need no space there. One of the, awesome, Sabrina. I'm so excited. Porter will send you a message because we can get you the specials that we offered yesterday on that. If you're going to do that today, we'd love that. Okay. So we have a specific training just for our foodie friends. Okay. You can be Epicure, you can be Tupperware, you can be, Tastefully Simple. You can be, anyway, it'll be so much fun. we're holding, what it is called a Revive Your Business Page training. Okay. And what we want you to do, so this is another thing that we can teach you how to do. I want you to comment #link. You're going to get a very specific message from us, and you can have up to 4 of these hashtag words on your business page and have things automated to send, which makes it nice because you can sell in your sleep and on vacation and all sorts of things. But do #link. Okay. We're going to send you a message with this. And we have 3 really, really fun products for you that will help you revive your business page, help you move people from your Facebook group to your business page. Anyway, there's some awesome things. So the first one, it's $47, and you're going to get 10 days. You're going to get videos that are going to help you revive that business page. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to break the 0 comment curse. Never again should you have 0 comments on your post if you follow the instructions that I give you. Okay. So you're going to have 10 videos that are going to get delivered to you in an email, 1 per day. And it's just going to take you baby steps through getting the algorithms going on that business page again. Then on July 11th, it's a Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central. We're going to have a training that our goal is to give you some very specific strategies, very specific posts, very specific wording that will make you feel very authentic, make your customers super excited to hear from you, to help you sell more and get people prepped to be ready to buy as soon as you get home from your national conventions. It's going to be so awesome. So for $47, I'm telling you, take that $47 that you're like, I got to buy my products for my company. Invest $47. I'm going to help you make $500 with that. Then you're going to have a lot more money to buy more products. Okay. You guys, please invest in learning how to run a business. Okay. You can, if you do lives, if you do videos, if you do demos, and you have your products, but nobody sees them, 1,000,000 times 0 is still 0. So you can have every product there is out there, but if nobody's seen your post, it's not going to help. Okay. So come join us for our training. It's $47. And then we have 2 fun bonuses for you. One of them is a training. It's our training. It's going to be 2 Tuesdays in this month. It's the 9th and the 23rd for 2 hours. We're going to teach you how to get your customers from your personal profile, from your Facebook group over to that business page. Rev up that business page. You're going to get your past customers buying again. And then that makes it so Facebook starts showing it to more people. Show them your stats with how a huge percentage of people on your business page are seeing your, they were non-followers that were seeing your page.
Oh, okay. Let me grab that real quick. Let me pull that up.
That training is normally $147, but just for my Pampered Chef gals, because I love you, we're giving it to you for half off. So you can get it it's about $74. And again, that training is going to get those people moved over. Groups are being deprioritized by Facebook. You've probably seen your algorithms go down a little bit in your groups. And so we want to get you moved over to a business page where you can consistently build a following, get in front of new people. And my goal and Kristen's goal, like we have talked about this a lot. We want to see you every single week getting enough sales that constitutes a party. We want you having $500, $1,000 in sales. And then we want to help you increase that. Every single week, we want you to have a party's worth of sales that had nothing to do with a hostess. It's all because of the way you stayed in front of people. People learned to buy very quickly online during COVID. I don't need a hostess before I buy Pampered Chef products. Your company, I'm going to tell you a couple things. Your company has done a lot to build trust over. How old's the company? Is it like 50 years old?
44 years old. It'll be 44 this year.
Years old. Okay. So many people know what Pampered Chef is. They have a great reputation, but guess what has happened?
Yeah.
With COVID, a ton of people jumped into Pampered Chef. They had a great run. They enjoyed it. Now they're choosing to do something else. There are a ton of people looking for Pampered Chef consultants, and they don't have one right now.
Yeah.
And you guys, this isn't like Sharky. Like, we're not trying to take customers from somebody who has, who is taking care of their customers. But there's a bunch of people who aren't being taken care of. There are plenty of people who want to buy your products. And I bet you're like, nobody's buying my products in my Facebook group. Well, it's the same 200 people who've seen you for the last 5, 10, 20 years, depending on, we didn't ask, how long have y'all been with Pampered Chef? How long have you been with your company? So here's the thing. There are people just like that gal. She's like, do you sell Pampered Chef? I need a cool. For 10 years, like, she didn't even find it during COVID. I kind of feel bad for her, right? Like, for 10 years, she's wanted to cool and serve, and now she finally got it. Okay. So it's amazing what you can do. Okay. It's so, so, so good. So yeah, Cindy, this is a totally separate training from the Question Queen membership. Okay. So we want to help you revive that. We want to help you get those people moved over, because they will be commenting first. And the more comments you get, the more Facebook trusts you. And then that will help you get in front of new people. Okay. And then this third thing, or the second bonus, this is called our summer sales workbook.
Amazing.
This thing is flipping awesome. Okay. And it has oodles and oodles and oodles of summer questions in here that you can use to post. Oodles of questions. Okay. Yeah. There are summer long-tailed keywords. There are tips on how to do reels, and all of this. So it's a PDF, so you can copy and paste the question, pop it in a colored background.
I tell you what, y'all. Okay. So I got this book a couple of weeks ago, downloaded it. I'm a paper girl. I love to have binders. I love to have print offs, printed it. And I'm thinking, it's going to take me forever to be typing these all up and saving them in my Scentsy, right? And I'm just typing them and saving them so I can be using them. And then I was on a call with Michelle, and Michelle said, you don't have to print this. It's a PDF. You can just copy, paste. And I was like, oh, what? Oh my gosh. Okay. So if you are a paper person like me, print it, have it, highlight it, write in it, but it's a PDF. That means you can open it on your computer. You can open it on your phone. You can open it anywhere, and you can just take the questions and pop them in. How many of you sometimes need a question on the fly, right? How many of you are like, I need something right now, whether it's for your profile or your business page or whatever. Now, we did teach you strategic. You should be planned and ready to go now, but occasionally you need a little bit of fun, a little bit of fun. And so now you can grab them on the go, or you can just have them all planned and have it planned for the whole month, right? And have it planned out. So anyways, that book is phenomenal, has all the things that you need. And couple that with the 10 pages of content for the 10 products. Did we tell you that those posts include the keywords too? The long-tailed keywords? Like, she's already put it all together for you guys. Do you know how many hours she has put into this for all of you? Amazing. So make sure you're putting hashtag links so that you are not only getting these opportunities, but you're able to, and hashtag queen, so that you can grab those freebies. But seriously, she is amazing. So first of all, let's give her some kudos, because
you guys are sweet. Thank you.
Teaching us the next level, like taking us to the next level with pages, right? And so one of the things I know that she was talking about is, last night I was showing it. So, what happens at midnight, things change just a little bit. So I want to show you, last night I was showing 63% of non-followers versus 43%. And today it's 51 to 48. But still in 7 days, 51% of my people are non-followers. That means they're seeing my content. You can see that videos and reels and things like that would be top, and then text, which is those basic one question engagement things in the morning, are the second most viewed. And then third would be photos, and then the least, y'all, we think multi photos are the thing. That is the least viewed. I get the least viewed on multi photos. Game changer. But I wanted to show you, so I've been working several weeks with Michelle, hardcore for 2 weeks. Like she's kind of had to hand me my butt a couple of times. She really wants to put me in the corner, I think, and give me a timeout. But so anyways, for 14 days, I wanted to show you my 14 days. 77% non-followers.
Wow.
77% non-followers are viewing my content. So when I'm telling you to comment on your new followers as your business page, when we're telling you to go out and talk to people, like your content and use those long tailed keywords.
Yep.
Game changer. She teaches you all of that. It's worth every bit of it. How many of you would like a party's worth of sales to come in off your business page every single month? Like when I say a party worth of sales, 200, 300, 400, we're talking minimum party sales, right? How many of you would like to have $1,000 worth of online sales a month? What would that do for your business? What would that do for your income? What would that do for your family? These are opportunities that you can have right now by just starting these little things and allowing Michelle to continue to show you the way. Heck yeah, right? We got some heck yeahs. And so shut the front door again. I know, Kathy, like every day is just mind blowing, right? And so use them, implement them, and do them. And not only can you rev it up right now before we go to conference, whether you're in person or virtual, and with this sales, I mean, if you grab this $47 one, you're going to start having sales off of our sales, right? Until the 12th. And you're going to be in a prime position that when you come back from conference, you're going to be revved up to then be able to hit August and then September with a bang, right? And we know that fall season is the thing, and you're going to be ramped up. You're going to be in front of more people. Your business page is going to be booming. You're going to be out there. One of the things I talked about last night is I have another friend in another company who has taken some of the things that Michelle's been teaching, and she just had her conference this past week. And she did a post, a call to comment about dropping their name if they would like to be the first to see the new stuff coming out. I don't have her words specifically. Michelle will give you specific words to say. And she has over 200 names of people that she's going to be able to contact when the new products come out. I think their products come out August 1st or whatever. That she's going to be able to contact privately with that, who are already like, I want to know. How many of you would like to have 50 names?
Comment hand raised,
right? Hand raised. 50 names, 100 names, 200 names, any names, right? That you know specifically that you can contact with the new products when they come out or the new specials or whatever. And so this is what Michelle teaches you. And so it's just another great opportunity and excitement. And I think you're going to love it. Yes.
So good. So make sure you commented #link. Make sure you click on the link, get yourself signed up. You'll start getting the videos. You'll start watching those. And I'm telling you, we're going to break that 0 comment cycle. We're going to get you a lot more comments where you're going to see people comment that haven't commented for a long time. You're going to see brand new people comment you haven't seen comment forever. And then you're going to come join us on the 11th. Now, to get an even bigger bang out of this, make sure you join that other class, the moving the people from your group to your page. But it will work for moving people from your profile to your page or your group to your page. Anywhere that they are beside your page, we're going to move them on over. Okay. So special deal. There's a one-time thing. You can get half price off that. And then also the summer sales book, it's normally $47. You can get it for $29. This is a smoking hot deal. Okay. So click that link. We had about 10 people sign up last night. Does that sound right, Porter? Yeah. About that many. You guys are going to get to hang out with some people that are so smart and so cool. You're going to be lightning years ahead of everybody else who goes to convention.
Oh my God. Okay. Lightning years.
It's going to be amazing.
And if you followed me in Pampered Chef, you know that I like to be ahead. I like to know ahead. I like to be ahead, and I want to take all of you with me. So let's just do it. Let's be ahead. Let's be the front runners of pages. So yes,
It's going to be awesome. So
yes,
snag that. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're going to have so much fun, you guys. Okay.
Did you see Kathy, Michelle, and Kristen? I haven't been this motivated in years. Thank you.
That's so a huge compliment.
That is so awesome.
Kathy. That is so awesome.
And Kathy, I saw you said something about classy camper coming your way. You know what? My husband's sitting over here working as well, and he's listening. That's what he wants to do next year when our son graduates. He wants to grab a camper and us go on the road for a year. And so we're right there with you. That's probably what I'll be doing. I'll be training from the road next year. So
yeah, that's amazing. Where are you most excited to go?
We are going to start all the way in Maine. I think the first thing, right? I think that's what we're going to do is we're going to start in Maine, and we're going to come all the way down the East Coast, all the way to the Keys. We're going to do one trip, and I want to do the fall, like foliage. So I guess you start in like August and you go all the way down to the Keys. That's the first thing we want to do. And then I don't know. What's the second one? Do we have a second one? Out west. Yeah, we want to go out west.
I'm like, hello.
Yeah. No, never been to Washington. Never been to Washington or Oregon. I know. I've been to California. Girl. Okay, no,
I'm sorry.
We touched down in Seattle. But that's it.
Okay, I always wanted to go to the East Coast and see the fall leaves, right? So I've been there now a couple times in October. And I hate to say this, but I actually like the way our fall looks better than the East Coast. And because I've seen so many pictures and so much hype about it.
Yeah.
And I'm actually kind of surprised. And it's blended in with pine trees. So you've got like this vibrant color with pine trees. Girl, you got to come out. But it's also gorgeous right now because there's so many flowers bloomed everywhere. We have the most gorgeous. Anyway. Come see me.
Have such cooler weather too right now. I know we're digressing just a little bit, but it is stinking hot. It's stinking hot here in Florida right now. It is stinking hot in Indiana right now. Like it's been in the 90s. I think it's like feels like 104 right now here in Florida. Like it is hot. So
yeah. Here's a fun question. How different is Facebook's approach to lives compared to 1 to 2 years ago? Okay. So I'm not 100% sure what you mean by approach. So let me tell you a couple things. Okay. So 2-3 years ago, it very much was the more you went live, like people would do these 30-day marathons every day for 30 days, they'd go live, right? And usually at the end of 30 days, you gained kind of a lot of trust with Facebook, and Facebook would show you to more people. It doesn't work that way at all anymore. Zip. And it just is because like Facebook rewards you for doing reels, right? Because there's not a lot of people doing reels, relatively speaking. Whether there in the 2 or 3 years ago, there weren't a lot of people doing lives. Now a lot of people do lives. So they don't reward you the same way. So here's the thing that I encourage people to do. So like one of our trainings are 10 ways to sell besides going live. People aren't getting on lives and watching them like they used to, especially during COVID when we all were just like bored and had more time on our hands than we knew and money in our pockets than we knew what to do with. So lives are important. I would always encourage people to do some lives, but you need to learn other ways to sell on social media besides live. If you are someone who is a partier, like which company are you with, Janine? So if you are like with Pampered Chef and you are doing parties, I personally encourage people to go live in their parties. I think people get to know you better. You can ask people questions. You can give feedback faster. Like I personally believe in lives for parties. But you want to add different things on there. You want to add short videos. You want to add a demo that you take the video, but then you speed it up, like way speed it up, right? People's attention spans are like ridiculously short now. So there's a lot of ways to get in front of people. There's a lot of ways to sell. Live should be part of your strategy, but not all your strategy. Now, I know you're going to get a lot more people on your lives if you do, I call it a live check-in. It's any kind of engagement. You want to post where people do a lot of commenting about 10 to 8 hours before you're live. You start the post and you get comments all day long and you reply to them. You'll get a lot more people on your live if you do that. Whoever engages with a post will then be shown your live. Okay. So you can rev that up. Don't post, I'm going live in 15 minutes and it gets 0 comments. That just took your algorithms down 15 minutes before you went live. You want something talking about going live 8 hours before, where lots of people are commenting. If you get 0 comments on it, you hurt your algorithms just before you went live. So I know lots of tips and tricks to get a lot more comments on lives. And I know my lives get shared more because of that. So you definitely want to get a lot of engagement. You'll see me comment CPR if you want your, business page revived. Comment, I'm asking you words all the time. Comment this word if you relate to this. And that works the best versus my 1-button response questions don't always get answered. Or when I go back, I have all these numbers and I'm like, what did they connect to? So I like to do these call to comment words during my lives. That gets a lot of engagement and that helps. So there's a couple different things there. Did that kind of answer your question? I kind of went all over the place, but I wasn't totally sure what you're asking. And so, your paparazzi. Yeah, there's the thing that I feel like people with paparazzi need a major mind shift is I need to stop focusing on getting my live numbers up, but instead focus on getting my sales up. And what actually gets my sales up. And it's not always live. I am now, like, when I do a big paparazzi webinar, I'll say, everybody post your Facebook business page link and I'm going to shop from 2 people. I will not shop from you if you do not have a website and I can't go on, pick it, and pay all in the same thing. I don't want to wait for an invoice. I don't want to talk to you. It's not because I don't like you, but time is money in my world. There are people that are just too busy to have this conversation and get on your lives, but they still want your bling. They still want to feel beautiful.
Yeah.
So you need to think outside the box, and I have the outside the box ideas. I would love to help you. We've got really awesome trainings for that. So we'd be happy to chat with you. So yeah, super, super fun. Okay.
Well, and like you said, time is money. And your time, like at midnight, when I've talked to you several times, is like 3 a.m. my time. And, 3 a.m. is a very prominent time for people to be on social media because of insomnia or kids awake or, there's a temperature or they've got to let the dog out or whatever. Those who work night shift, that's their lunch hour, whatever. And that is a prime time for shopping. So if your business page does not have a shop button ready to go and people can just click and go, you're missing out because those night. How many of us like to wake up to morning emails that says somebody shopped with us during the night? Well, that is what, that is. And when your algorithms are moving all day, then when the person gets on in the evening and they see it in their feed, they're going to come to you, they're going to shop, and it's going to be great. And so, having that button available and ready to go, they're not going to contact you at midnight and 3 a.m. They're not going to contact you. So,
yes. I just realized I have a meeting I'm 5 minutes late for, so I have to jump off. You guys, we don't have anybody signed up yet. So jump in there, get yourself signed up. Anybody new from today. You guys come join this because it's going to be so good. Send us any messages. Kristen, love you to the moon and back. Bye guys. Have a beautiful day.